Hi, it's Rob, your tackle box trainer. I'm going to take you through a dynamic warm-up that you're going to do before every run. You're either going to memorize this routine or you're going to download the SeaWheeze app so you can have it on your phone at all times. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with a nice gentle march. So bringing the knee up to the hip. Okay, you're going to move your arms as well with a slight bend in your elbows, just like we're in a running motion. Okay, so this warm-up should take you anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, and each one of these movements is going to be about 20 to 30 seconds. So you want to get nice and warm. We're going to start off nice and gently. Now we're going to add a little bit of a hop. So just a little bit of a jump here, not very high. Okay, with that same knee up motion. Okay, so now we're just going to take it up a notch a little bit and then get some butt kicks going. So all you're doing is staying up nice and tall. Okay, you're bringing your heels towards your butt. Okay, so really warming up the knee joint here, getting the ankles prepared to run, getting a little bit more impact, and then getting the heart rate going just a little bit faster here. And then now we're gonna go into some heel walks. So we're gonna lift the toe up, okay, and walk right on our heels. So we're warming up the ankles, stretching out our calves. This might feel a little silly to start. And then we're gonna turn it around, go onto our toes. So I'm just gonna go back and forth twice here, just to show you again. So toes up, stretching out the calves, and then warming up the calves, stretching out the front of the shins with the toes. Okay, so now we're gonna warm up the hamstrings and the hips a little bit. So just start with a little bit of a jog. And it doesn't matter how many steps you take, you're just gonna shuffle and then reach for the toe, okay? Shuffle and then reach. So what we're doing here is that we're stretching out the hamstrings, okay? Getting a little bit more movement. As you reach for the toes, think more about hinging forward at the hips, okay? And keeping that back nice and flat. And you always wanna exhale as you reach forward. Okay, I'm just gonna do one more time for each side. Nice and easy. Now we're gonna warm up those hamstrings and those hips a little bit more. We're gonna do some leg swings, okay? So you might wanna hold on to somebody or hold on to something to keep your balance. The key is to keep the upper body nice and still, and then under control, swing that leg back and forth, okay? So we're getting a nice stretch through the hamstrings and then through the hip flexors as well. Just gonna switch sides. Feeling that nice stretch through the hamstrings. Just do a couple more times. Okay, so now we're gonna go into warming up the hips a little bit more. So I'm gonna think about opening up my hips with a little hurdle step. So I'm gonna close up. So knee comes out and then close up. So nice and gently to start off. Okay, so we're gonna start with the direction of moving the knee in towards the midline for this first set. So I'll go one more time each side. Okay, and then now we're gonna go out. So knee comes out. This is a great one to warm up those muscles that support the running motion. So even though we don't run side to side, we wanna keep those muscles nice and warmed up and active while we're running. Okay, so now we're gonna pick it up with a little bit more intensity here. So back to the marches, but this time I want you to go a little bit higher with your skip, okay? And then pick up the pace just a little bit faster. So getting the heart rate up, getting to that point where you're almost breaking a sweat. And we're getting real warm here. So once again, knee up to hip level, arms moving, standing up nice and tall. Okay, so now we're gonna warm up the shoulders. Just roll the shoulders forward, okay? Keep your knees slightly bent when you're doing this. Upper body's so important when you're running, and where your shoulders are at, where your torso is at, and how stable you can keep it. Okay, so we're gonna keep those shoulders rolling forward, and then we're gonna reverse. So backwards, still stay nice and tall. Try not to lean back and focus more on the movement through the shoulders. And to finish off, we're just gonna do some core rotation. So interlock your fingers, set your hips, knees slightly bent, and then upper body twists. side to side. Okay, follow your hands with your eyes. Keep your hips square. Just keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. All right, we're ready to run. Let's go.